There we go. Welcome to the very first episode of the Doula Johanna Podcast. I am so excited to finally embark on this journey because I truly believe we all need a live doula. And honestly, who's better for that job than ourselves? Now, what do I mean by being your own live doula? As a birth doula, my role is to hold space for the mother, listen deeply to what's going on with her, provide her with helpful information so she can make informed decisions for herself, and to hold her hand and breathe with her through the hardest moments of her journey into motherhood. Wouldn't it be really amazing to have someone like that for us in our everyday lives? To have this kind of support and guidance as we navigate challenges or set goals or celebrate milestones? And who would know you better or care more about your journey than you? So that's exactly what this podcast is all about. Every Friday, I will share one thing I do to be the best life doula I can be for myself. Whether that's a practice or a mindset shift or a tool that helps me stay grounded, every week I will share something with you that I do to doula myself, hoping it will inspire you to do the same. To kick things off, I want to share a practice I've been doing for several years at the end of December, using a tool called the Wheel of Life. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the Wheel of Life, it's a really simple but powerful exercise. You look at your life as a circle, right? And the Wheel of Life divides your life into key areas like relationships, career, health, finances, and so on. And you rank your satisfaction in each area. So you end up with small and big pieces of the cake. Like it's a visual snapshot of how balanced or imbalanced your life feels to you in that moment. But here's the thing. I don't believe that a perfectly balanced life is something we need to strive for. Have you ever read The One Thing? The author says, and I completely agree with him, that a balanced life is a myth. And this is especially true for mothers. That's not what he says, but that's what I think. So you have to consider the phase of life that you're in. If you've just had twin babies, there's a good chance that fun and recreation won't be a category where you feel very satisfied. And that might be frustrating, but it will also pass. And if you're killing it at work, you might not have as much time to meditate or cook and make homemade meals for your families, right? Like that's normal. So if your wheel of life ends up looking all bumpy, don't drive yourself nuts trying to smooth it out. It's not about perfection. It's about awareness, knowing what areas might need a bit more care and attention when you have the capacity to give it. So let me show you what I mean by sharing my own wheel of life from 1 year ago. The wheel of life that I use has the following categories: job and career, finances, family and friends, health and body, personal growth and spirituality. Some other people have that to be like 2 categories, like I use it in 1 category: physical environment, fun and adventure, and romantic relationship. I will do my best to attach a link to a Wheel of Life in the show notes for you so you can try it for yourself. Okay, 1 year ago, I was still on maternity leave from my office job for my youngest daughter. She was already in daycare at that time, so I could, for the first time since becoming a doula, focus solely on my freelance work. I enjoyed that freedom so much, which is why I gave job and career an 8. My finances, however, weren't great. Even though as a family we could pay our bills, I really struggled with not having a reliable income. I felt a little anxious about the future, so I rated finances a 6. Family and friends was an 8 for me because I'm truly blessed with my friends. Family relationships are a little bit trickier for me, but I was still overall satisfied with this category. Health and body also received a solid 8, as I finally started feeling more like myself again after having 3 kids in the last 8 years. But thanks to Kantjenica, I think I will talk more about that one day, my posture was better and my diastasis recti was less pronounced. I gave personal growth a 7, even though I was proud of myself for overcoming a lot of negative beliefs in 2023. I still noticed the people pleaser in me, and that annoyed the shit out of me. And I rated physical environment an 8, even though I was pretty miserable in the apartment we were living in at that time. I was working hard to embrace the place as it was still our family home, and I didn't want the kids to notice how over it I felt. They obviously still noticed anyway, because kids are smart and you cannot hide shit from them. I decided to treat the place as I would my dream home, giving my best to like tidy it and declutter regularly, which by the way, it doesn't come naturally to me. Fun and adventure was only a 6 because I could feel the desire in me rising for way more adventure. I missed backpacking or having guy friends and being silly with my kids. So yeah, 6 was the most I could give it. And last but not least, romantic relationships, which I rated a 7. Even though I felt so grateful for my husband and I love him with all my heart, between the jobs and the kids, we didn't put our relationship first. So 7 was the best I could give it. You see, all my ratings were between 6 and 8, which is a bit deceiving. Somehow, I personally never go below 5 unless I'm truly unhappy in a category. So it might not seem like a huge difference between being a 6 or an 8, but it really is. And none of them being a 10 also means that I see much more potential for growth in all of those areas. So the next step I take after filling out the wheel is to write down 3 goals for each category. And then I decide which one of those goals will be my priority for the next year. I really try to bring it down to 5 goals max, even though everything seems important, right? So ideally it would be even fewer. But I went with creating a podcast, getting intimate with my money, having at least 1 golden friend date per month, finding our dream home, and having 1 date night per month with my husband. So how did that turn out for me? Let me tell you about my wins first. So we found our dream home in January. That is big news for us. This has been on my goal list since I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, who is now 9. So there isn't a day that goes by where I'm not totally elated about living in the house we're in now. I'll record an extra episode one day about how I manifested this home in cooperation with my middle daughter in the upcoming weeks. Also, I had some pretty epic dates with my friends. Maybe not once a month, but still pretty close. Yeah, so that were my wins. What was the biggest challenge? Well, my husband and I didn't even get close to having 1 date night a month. We went on 2 flipping dates this whole year. That is totally unacceptable, and I will work on that in 2025. The other challenge was getting intimate with my money. And oh boy, that was a rocky road. I made really stupid mistakes. I lost money, but I also learned a lot. It wasn't fun, but we're intimate now. And next episode will be all about the 5 lessons I learned about money this year. And then they're starting a podcast. I was about to shrug my shoulders and tell myself, well, it didn't work out this year. You moved house, you went back to work, that's just how it is, right? There's always next year. But then I paused and told myself that this year is not over yet. There's no way I'm dragging this fucking analysis paralysis with me into 2025. I have 2 weeks left. I will make it happen. So I stayed up until 2 a.m. last night and started writing this episode. So maybe you can understand my excitement a little better now. So here I am. I can proudly say that I achieved 4 out of my 5 goals for 2024. And this is one way I doula myself. Every year I make this time and this space for myself. It takes me about 2 hours or so, right? So I do that for myself because I feel I deserve it. What do you think? Do you feel inspired to give it a shot? I would love to hear about your experiences. What areas of your life do you want to focus on in 2025? Please share with me. You can comment here or you can find me on Instagram at Doula Johanna. If you know someone who would also benefit from this exercise or who could use a live doula, please share this episode with them. It would mean so much to me. And obviously, like and subscribe and stay tuned. Come back next Friday when I will share my new episode about the 5 lessons I learned about money this year. I would love to see you there. Take care and be your own life doula.